Welcome to Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Today we have Mila Panic.
Yes, thank you for inviting me, Anna.
It's so nice to have you.
I was wondering when. All these fucking comedians are lining up there. It's not so many of us.
It's not
It's like,
that
and
many.
it's always someone other, and it's like, where are these people popping up? And like, I really don't know. You're missing out so much of this amazing person that is now on your couch. It's like
Absolutely.
insane.
I'm shocked that it's taken me this long.
Yes.
Do you actually listen to the podcast?
I did. I fell out. I was listening when I started doing stand-up, and kind of I was like, okay, I want to hear who are other people. I mean, I don't think listening about the sex life of other people was kind of representative to know who these people are. But yeah, I just listened like a couple of episodes.
Okay.
At the beginning,
Okay.
So
Sick.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. We were talking before we started recording about my tattoo. I'm going to show it on the camera. I don't know. Yeah. So I was saying that it's an Aztec goddess. Her name is Coatlicue. So I read, and it's a very famous book for like feminists. This book is basically like my Bible. It's called Women Who Run with the Wolves. And the book goes through different stories, like fairy tales or folk stories from different cultures around the world. And then it analyzes those stories and gets the lessons for women. And it tries to bring back the root
From
of like...
wolves.
From wolves?
No, from these stories.
From these stories,
yeah.
Exactly. But the thing is, like, these, it's trying to like bring out like what the sort of wolf woman or the like wild woman, and what like pre all of like social like economic structures, post agriculture, what the patriarchy has done. It's trying to look at what the essence of a woman is, and the power that we have, and the intuition that we have, and like a lot of these old folk stories really can show the strength and like things to be careful of, and how to look after yourself, and how to survive, and things like this. And so this goddess, she's mentioned in the book, and she's a fertility goddess. So she represents life and death. And but she's also quite symbolic.
She looks very much dead.
Yeah, she's fucking scary.
She looks like 6 months in a soil.
Yeah, well, she's walking though, right? Like she's got snakes for her head, snakes for arms, like bird feet, and she's very powerful and scary. But she's very representative of the. In the book, it says that she represents like the lonely artist. And so for me, that is really like, as a stand-up comedian, we are so solitary and we are so alone all the time. And so this goddess is a symbol of like survival and doing your own thing, and having strength in that, and also understanding
for
the sort of
price of other things.
A bit, and also the creative process is very like death and then renewal and coming back from that. And so it's like, so it was a nice reminder of like the power of being a creator, and because fertility and like giving life is creation. So it's all kind of tied into that, and just this, like my mum was worried about me getting it, because she's like, you don't want to be too connected to this idea of being a lonely artist. And I'm like, I'm not, because my art is very much connected with community, and it's about bringing people together, and I have lots of close relationships, but just the sort of having the strength in like going, okay, I'm doing this for me, and having strength in that. So that's what I got. I got it for my birthday.
That's so well put. Like my tattoos, like I mean, it was a Valentine's discount.
This one was free. Don't worry. I've got this clam. Do you know what this is? Like, it's a clam.
Yeah, it looks like some sushi. I don't know.
It looks like some sushi. It's a clam.
I don't know. It feels like very bad done, because the lines kind of.
Oh, it's really bad. It was free. It was free.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, so it wasn't a Valentine's discount. It was free. But it's a clam with a tongue coming out and teeth. So it's like. I
had a Valentine's discount. It was like 12 years ago.
Okay.
And I got this idea. Okay, I don't want to do like. I was like 20, I don't know. And there was a tattoo guy, I liked him. And I think that's why I did it on the place I did it.
Oh.
I did it like very near my vagina because I wanted him to be as close as possible to that region for some reason. I don't know, thinking that's gonna lure him into the hole.
Yeah, be near my pussy for an hour.
Yeah, and also the tattoo are 3 ends. Very not good idea to put them there next to that hole because
Are they crawling towards the vagina or away from the vagina?
you would not believe on the swimming pool what kind of comments I had. It's insane.
You've got 3 ants crawling away from your vagina.
It's up. It's like
are they going up?
Yeah. They're like at this point they're like tarantulas. That's how big they are. That's
So they've stretched.
They're like big, like they're stretched, and he didn't do very well job in the shadowing. And I don't know if I did the drawing, I would be like, I don't know why I didn't do the drawing, but yeah, I was like, okay, I want him to feel special or something. And
oh my god!
But anyway, I like the tattoo. I don't even say it anymore. It's fine. It's a remembering of a very nice time in my life.
Okay, that's good. So it's it's up here,
yeah,
up
it's
on
like
your stuff.
exactly.
That's hilarious. And it was just random. You were just like,
it was just random. I was like, I'm gonna be special. I'm not gonna do like butterflies. I'm gonna do like work animals.
I'm gonna choose an animal that has a work ethic.
Yeah.
Butterflies are too. Oh my god, that is so fucking funny, dude.
That's
and you got a few other.
Yeah, these others
kind of
are like, those are like my mother, my grandmother, some stuff that I did after I did certain works, like my master thesis, like Burning Field, like some landscapes from the village. Left and right, I don't know it. I needed to do it, and it became even worse when I got him, because now whenever I like need to go left or right, I need to look here and.
So you got left and right tattooed on your left and right.
Yeah, that's how idiot I am. Yes, it's amusing me as well.
I was explaining the other day that in English, like we would
left and right,
left and right because the L, right? But
yeah, it takes 3 seconds to me to get to my brain. Like I need to concentrate. I cannot do it impulsively, and it's it became in one it's kind of problematic in some situations when you drive and stuff.
Yeah, I bet. So that's why you've got it on your wrist so you can see much
exactly.
faster. Fuck, that's hilarious.
But now I need like to get out of my pocket and then like.
You need to get your
like
hand
if I'm like someone asking me where is it and I'm like I just randomly say whatever and then I mix.
Me too. Yes, the number of times like I was in Prague last weekend walking around and I was like, oh yeah, we'll just go there to the right, and like I absolutely meant the left, and I just don't care. Like I just don't care about it being wrong.
No, I do care in this situation, but I just first say to not be an idiot and then I check. Correct if needed.
I just sort of say it and it's like, oh no, I meant the left. I meant the left. Like it's 50-50.
But this is like LD. It's like this is in Cyrillic, but sometimes it's like LD, like love dick, also could be.
Oh, okay, nice, love dick. So do you identify as like purely hetero, or do you also have interest in women?
I identify as a straight, but I would. Yeah, there was some.
There was.
Yeah.
There was some. I like it.
Yeah, it's not like out of question. It's like if it's fine. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Women happen, or other people in between.
Yeah, I mean, guys also just happen. It's
guys do just happen. Oof. I've always appreciated your comedy because you talking about the dating apps and you talking about your dating, and it's very honest, and I am also often talking about that shit, and I always love it when comedians come, like they've been a little bit distant and they come back and of course they're talking about a breakup or like the last guy.
Yeah, it's like you do a breakup and it's like, what's this grief period when I can start doing it on stage? I want to be like tomorrow immediately, like, then once you do it, then like, okay. Then some DMs are starting to happen. Like,
oh, truly?
Yeah,
really?
It's insane. Yeah. But nothing worked. Like,
no, nothing.
No.
But you go on the date. Like, how quickly after a breakup are you back on the dating apps?
It's horrible. I don't know. I have like I'm having zero respect for myself going back on this dating app.
Why?
Because I never had a good experience.
Really? But didn't your last relationship come from a dating app?
I mean, yeah. And
it was a relationship.
It was, we had good times. I mean, I also had good times with the guy who reported me to immigration office, but I don't count it as a good experience,
wow.
you know?
This guy so you dated a guy that reported you to immigration?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was true. Like,
No, that's, I mean, I started doing it quite late. So I had plenty of material. Like sometimes I'm like waking up to, it's like, oh shit, I forgot about this, you know? And there is like a lot of, and still I go back, you know?
for sure, but that's like love.
And
like, you can't, you know, like...
it's just much faster. And I also met people outside of dating apps. It's like nothing better.
Yeah.
Nothing better.
Nothing's better than the other.
No,
like,
nothing,
Yeah,
that's
like I
the
see
thing.
people that I've met organically,
think
and then I
I-
see people from dating apps. Most of my relationships over the last, I'd say, 3 years have been from, well, 2 years, definitely pandemic, have been from dating apps. But like, there's been organic people too. That does happen. So
Yeah, I mean,
One's
I
not
had
better.
with the ex, it was kind of 1 year and a half. It was okay. I cannot say like it was everything bad, but you know, it turned to be like kind of out of control. So, and it's
what do you mean
fine.
it turned? What do you mean it became out of control? What
Like
do you
out of control. Like we moved in together, and then soon after we moved in, I moved out because
Why?
of his alcohol problem.
That's one thing that's really important to me now. Like, since I stopped drinking, it really, me not drinking, I'm not saying people shouldn't drink, but like,
Yeah.
me not, like, so many of my exes have had drug problems and alcohol problems. And since I've stopped drinking, I'm just not around people. Like, I just don't spend, I can't be around someone that's a heavy drinker because it just, I'm bored.
yeah,
like, what,
yeah.
like, I can do a few lines of ketamine and then I'll be like, I'm gonna go home now. Like, this has been fun, unless it's like good music or great people. Like, I'm not just gonna be staying at a bar for hours. Like,
Yeah.
and so it changes things. Yeah.
I mean, it's we all drink and like you know you have friends. We all drink. We get drunk. We get drunk.
Yeah.
It's fine. But there is a certain line when you start to notice that it might be a problem. And as much as this other person wants to admit or not, if it starts to be a problem to you and influencing your life or way of you feel, it's already like done. And I have no time for that.
Yeah. Good.
Like I really don't have time for that.
How did it happen though that you were gonna move? Like, you moved in and then saw the problem.
Well, also it kind of helped. I was away for a year. I was in Braunschweig living. I had fellowship at university, and then so we were kind of. So first, I lived with my best friend for like I don't know. At that point, was like 12 years. We've been in Bosnia together. We came to Germany.
Oh, that's so nice to live with someone and have such a good relationship to be able
Yeah.
to
Yes.
live as well as have a friendship. Oh,
Yeah, I mean-
jealous. That's amazing.
Well, some people now seems like it's it's been 13 years. Like it's like marriage.
No, it's fucking
And
beautiful.
we now starting to work on this relationship, you know.
Great. That's so
Because
lovely.
and then like I went to New York, and then from there I went directly to Braunschweig, and kind of things were fine with my ex, and it's like, okay, let's try to move in together. He also needed to leave his flat. It's like, okay, let's try to. I never lived with a guy, never. Like so for me that's actually a big deal to move in with someone.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then we found a flat together, and already I'm supposed to come back in end of February, but already in January I started to see like I cannot sign the contract with this person. It's not reliable to me, and then I came back, and we still been in the flat for 2 months together, like living before I moved back to my old flat.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's sad that it happened. Like I'm actually.
But it's great
like,
that you identified it
exactly.
and you didn't get too fucking
Yeah.
caught up and nothing worse. Jesus. No, but living with someone's a big deal. Like in Australia, and I think the States and other places, it's very normalized. As soon as you start a relationship, then within a year you're living together. Otherwise, it's like, does it even matter to you? You know what I mean? And so I've lived with so many partners, but since I've moved to Berlin, yeah, like take it fucking slowly, and like living in the same place, there's no escape. And also like your home, like you need to be so stable and committed to each other for it to work.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want your home space to be a fucking war zone. So it's it's a big deal to live with someone.
Yeah, for me it's like I don't want also for like, oh, we are in relationship 2-3 months. That's for me not relationship. That's like I don't know. I have
getting
like
to know each
have
other.
milk longer in my fucking fridge. You know, it's a.
Ew, Mila. You shouldn't have milk that long.
It's just like I don't know. For it really needs to happen something different to like, and then to move in, it's a big step. To me, I mean, at this age, I don't know. I'm just like feeling I want a new environment, so I would like to live alone, I guess, for a bit. But I also think I have a problem being alone.
It is
Yeah,
interesting. So
so-
you've never lived alone?
No,
Interesting. How old are you?
31.
31. Okay. I lived alone only really once for like maybe it was a year, in my 20s when I was like 24, 25. Really liked it, but then I was really happy to move in with my boyfriend at the time. That was I much preferred it. But it was nice having space. But then I lived alone again when I moved to Berlin after like the first year. And then I lived alone for like 2 years, really liked it. But then I also, I do like living with people. But I live alone again, and that was post-pandemic, and after the pandemic was I need my own space. I can't have my space compromised by other people anymore. And I love it, but I really love living with someone. And sharing the space, and it can be difficult, sure, and it can be annoying, but I feel like I have been I've now lived by myself for 2 years. In a few weeks it'll be 2 years that I've lived alone, and I like it. And it's very peaceful and it's very controlled. But it's also I think my tolerance for dealing with other people's bullshit will be much higher because the joy that I get from living with someone else. It's okay, this is what I like. You can't have everything. So if I live with someone now and they're a fucking mess, I'll be like, this is part of living with them, you know? But it's taken, I'm 36, and it's before when I lived with people, people would really annoy me. It'd just be how can you be so messy? How can you be so dirty? And then getting to the point where it's I just will do the extra cleaning because it makes me feel good, not feeling annoyed by that. And then, but then yeah, so it's I don't know, there's a lot of evolution in being able to live with other people and accepting their imperfections. But yeah. But living alone is a really cool experience.
Yeah, I think I would enjoy.
Yeah.
At least for a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I've been for a year in Braunschweig. I also did not know anyone in the city. That was also quite nice.
Oh, you lived, but you lived alone.
Yeah, I mean, it was this fellowship, so you live in a huge studio.
Okay.
You work there and live there.
Okay.
And but it was just I go there to work to produce the exhibition, and it was also good that I didn't have any friends there. Mm-hmm. So because I'm quite social, very easy to go out, and so it was very nice to be out of Berlin.
What kind of exhibitions? What's the work that you do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a visual artist. I don't know what now. 13 years now, so that's what pays the bills. I mean, I'm not selling in art fairs, but I studied painting back in Bosnia. Then I did masters at Bauhaus University in Weimar, and then I moved here. And so I do different mediums like video, photography, sculpture at the moment, installations.
Cool.
I did chocolates, I did food. I mean, you name it, I have it. And now the stand-up became another outlet as well of the topics, and and the writing as well. So that's and it's going fine.
Yeah, it's going fine.
It's going fine. There is a system, funding system in Germany that allows you to work on your shit and be paid for it.
That's great.
Health insurance and pension and studio and everything. And
studio as well.
Yeah, I mean, I got a studio from the city. It's subsidized. Kais for the
I know
other
the Kais.
thing.
Yeah.
And
that's the artist social insurance kind of organization.
Yes. It's Germany is the only country to have that in the world.
Paris also apparently Paris also has something for artists. But it's it's they'll pay you to be an artist living in the city.
Like a minimum wage, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this is how I live last 3 years. But I get these Arbeitsstipendiums or research stipendiums, and that's. But of course, you always need to apply. In Braunschweig was 1 year, so you get a paycheck, you get everything. You're not allowed to work anything else. Like a mini job, I think it's fine. Then I got another work scholarship, and now again. So it's just you're jumping from another one. It's thousands of euros, and then you're building your portfolio, and then based on that, you again get the funding, and you're able to produce and work more and work more. So as more time you have, better ideas you get,
Totally.
Yeah. So.
Fuck yeah.
And I don't know. If I knew about stand-up comedy 10 years ago, I'm not sure how long I would be in the visual, in that medium. But now I cannot give up on this, and I mean I enjoy it a lot, and so it's kind of merging. So I'm doing that in the doing comedy in the exhibitions, and
Yeah.
museums and stuff like that. So it's
There's an Australian comedian called Sam Kisajukian, and his latest show is called 300 Paintings, and he's got 300 paintings, and he does comedy with his paintings. I don't know how it works, but yeah, like that's the only other artist I've seen sort of kind of merge visual arts with comedy, and I haven't actually seen its execution. But that's so cool. That's so interesting. Yeah, I like. So how did you come into doing stand up? Because I came in like I started stand up when I was 31.
okay. I don't know. I was always in like very comfortable speaking in front of people, but that's also not the. I was kind of interested. I like to watch stand-up comedy. Never came to me like across my mind to like do it myself. I did not know that there is a scene even like in Berlin.
Yep.
And I don't know. A friend of mine, she also briefly did a stand-up. She's a film director, and then we were like, okay, let's. It was pandemic. I never had more money in my life than in pandemic.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as well as a freelancer, no?
I was working at a kindergarten.
Oh man, I was like a Super Mario collecting this like tick tick tick.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
no,
like
yeah.
insane. Like I mean, I think a lot of freelancers
Did
like,
well
did well and
in
got
Berlin.
time to like figure out what they want to do. And I had like plenty time on my hands. Like shit got cancelled, like exhibitions and stuff and travels. I was like, okay, let's try this. And I stepped on the stage. I was like, okay, why I never did this in my life before.
Yeah.
And my friends were so relieved. I started to speak bullshit to some other people, not to them. Like, finally. So, and I was like, okay. I was like, okay, it's gonna be sometimes like a research medium. Like, I'm gonna like test my thoughts and then do it in the studio. And then, like, when you start putting so much work in it and figure out that you love to write that way, and I was like, okay, I want more of this. Not I want something to be more than just a side thing. And now I don't know what I was doing after 6 p.m. 2 years ago. Like I have no fucking clue.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
And,
Well, no, I've always worked like multiple jobs, and if I wasn't, I'd typically be working at a bar or doing stuff like that. But interesting.
So this
okay,
is how I
That's
came
how
into
you-
it, and it's the best thing I think that happened in like last 10 years to me.
I can totally relate to that. Yeah, it's insane. Comedy's insane. I never thought about.
But did you feel like I don't know? I don't know. I have this feeling, shit. I'm doing so much research. Like I'm consuming comedy on a daily basis. I think at this point it's like a sick amount. Like researching and like reading or listening and it's because I feel I missed out so much on this like years, and then when I see someone is like 20 and I'm like, I hate that person. I hate like you motherfuckers. You could explore at 20. You know what I was doing in 20? I couldn't. There was no time. Like my only escape from the country was education. So I was just jumping from one school to another. And like what searching for what comedy? Like come on. Like even doing art was like already to my
Already
family.
quite
Quite
extreme.
extreme.
Yeah.
But I never like been against it. Now they don't know what I do. Like they're like, what, you're on a stage? My grandma think I'm like kind of singer on wedding. Like actually she would be much more happier if I was a singer, you know.
Right.
She's like, what? And I showed her some like joke. Luckily she don't understand. But I was like, she was like, oh, what is this? And what they're laughing to you? I was like, yeah, that's the point. Like, oh my god, what are you like? Why are they laughing?
Why are they laughing? Did you do something
Like,
wrong?
don't.
Oh my god.
I
I definitely had a lot of like I grew up in an English speaking country, so I had a lot of access to stand up, and I liked stand up. Never thought I would do it, right? But like, I don't spend a lot of time consuming stand up now. I'll like access the people that I really like, and I'll keep abreast of like new people in the scene by me producing these shows, and as well as like on Instagram see what's sort of coming out of the States and in the UK. But like. I spend very little of. I spend not much time consuming comedy, but because I came from like I actually had a lot of passive consumption growing up, and was in a culture where stand up was very like I grew up watching Billy Connolly and Eddie Murphy and watching Seinfeld and all of this stuff. So sort of had that as a backdrop there, which is cool. But like I don't know, I don't go, oh, I wish I'd started earlier. I think what you were saying was when you were saying that like that situation with being reported to immigration, like you started stand up late and you've got so many stories. Like I've got so many, like all of my 20s and like and younger, like there's just so much material there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is
out.
kind of good, but still, because I enjoyed so much and it create this kind of mania and madness, and it's I'm just like, I want it so much. For if it would be porn, it would be like hardcore. It was really like insane. It would destroy this medium so much. It's like, you know, if you want something so much, this is like you treat it like a toy. You know, it's just,
interesting.
yeah. That's
Interesting. Have you ever? You brought up porn. Have you ever considered making porn?
Well,
have you made porn, Mila?
No, I was just considering what would happen if someone would upload the materials, and I'm like, well, there's so much content nowadays. Like no one would.
No one gives a shit. Oh,
no one gives a. And actually, they were pretty fine. Like it's.
The number of photos and videos
I would be just
that other
curious
people
about
have.
the views, you know, like
yeah, the comments. I just want to
know
the
like
comments.
if they would remove it after something, I would be very offended. You know? That's the.
I really don't give. Like, I don't want anyone who's got just a message to all the people who have content from me, sexual content. Don't put it out there, please. But I also don't give a shit. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. I was like, I was worried, like, oh shit, maybe what's with this content, like. But usually it would be always initiated by me.
You would just be like, you know what, I'm gonna make a video and send it. Yeah.
No, like it was like, oh, let's make the video.
Okay. As in during this sex
yeah. I was like, yeah, it's good. Like let's document it. Like let's have it for later.
Let's document this shit.
Let's document this shit.
Do you also do like will you do nudes and little videos for people that you're seeing?
Yeah. Like but it didn't happen before. Like that started like quite recent that I became kind of also confident in that or like wanted to do this, but I like my complete sexual experience is quite crazy. I didn't even like masturbate till I was like 26, 7. Yeah.
26, 27. You didn't masturbate till 26, 27.
That's when my first orgasm happened.
Oh my goodness, that's really late.
10 years of nothing. Also, I could cry as well, like for the comedy, you know, like 10 years of the empty sexual life, I guess.
Shit.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it really took, I think...
but all those, did you have relationships in that
I
period?
had 2, like 5 years and 4 years.
And in the relationship, it was never discussed that you...
It, like, it was discussed as, you probably can't have it. And I was like, okay, maybe that's the thing. Should I speak with my gynecologist? Is it like, can I not, is there a thing as such, not being able to have an orgasm?
Well, yeah, and there is, but it's usually
but I was like,
but...
am I such a bad luck? Like, you know? And
but did you research like how to come? Were you playing around?
I don't know. Like I don't think I knew how to use internet at that point. Like I don't know. It was from 16 to 21. I had one boyfriend, and from 22 to 25, 6 second, and it was just like.
Maybe you were just busy with other thoughts.
Oh yeah, but also like, I didn't think I should do this to myself. Oh.
That's okay.
I was thinking that someone else needs to give me pleasure. So it was kind of fucked up on this patriarchal understanding of society.
Interesting. You thought it was...
And that someone else needs to give me pleasure. And then in some point, like when I discovered that region by myself, I was like, these motherfuckers, they have no clue. And I became like 12 years old boy. I was doing it everywhere with myself. Like there was no part of Bauhaus University. And like if I had 4 minutes, I'm there. Like on my own. It was the most fun part of...
So you just masturbated all over?
Yeah, like...
Everywhere?
Yeah, video workshop, photo work, like if I needed, like everywhere.
What did you say? Video workshop?
Like, once, like there is the situation, there is in at Bauhaus, there is like video workshop, so I was editing my thesis, like on computers, and you're not allowed to bring water in.
Okay.
because of the all technical equipment
Okay,
and
yeah.
so on. And like, of course, I bring water in. Who gives a shit? Like, it was summer, it was locked. You get a key, you open it with your card, and I had no clue they had cameras there. You know? And I was like, there were like a couple of computers, and on one it's rendering the video, and it's like there is a second screen free, and I was literally I went on a porn site. Well, this is rendering. It takes hours to fucking render, you know.
It
And
does,
yeah,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, it's hot, and I'm like, what I'm supposed to do? And it's like, oh, it's like remembering you have something good in the fridge that you like. Oh, there is watermelon there. I was like, let's do it. And then, and I did my thing. And tomorrow I need to return the I don't know something. And then the people who run the workshop, they were like, hey Mila, just to tell you, please don't bring water anymore in the video workshop. We saw it. And I was like, okay. And then I had second thought, like, they saw I brought like water and I drink water. There was no one there except me, and I picked up all of my shit with me. So they you know, they can check who was getting in and out, you know, and how like what was happening. I think they check in case something gets stolen, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck, you know. But you know, I think other people do it as well. Like,
Masturbate in the workshop.
yeah.
Fuck yeah,
It's,
why not? I had a
It was a very fun time of my life.
I love that. It would be hilarious if they'd said something like, yeah.
I think that's when I lost my virginity. I feel like it's like everything else. It's like, I know when I had first time my sex, and I was like, is this what people speak about? Like, what is this?
Yeah, it's not.
No, yeah.
I think it takes a lot longer for us to learn how to feel and like start to understand the different feelings inside, and like, I don't know, like yeah, like being able to have.
When did you lose your virginity? I don't know if you spoke on the...
Yeah, I the first time I had penetrative sex with a penis was when I'm pretty sure it was was on my 17th birthday.
So you needed to highlight that it was a penis.
Yeah, I'd had like lots of
with penis, so it was with some other stuff before.
lots of times, lots of fingers before
Okay,
that.
Finger, okay.
Yeah. So first time I had a penis inside me, I was 17 with my boyfriend at the time. I was 17. But also just learning about like the G spot, learning about like all the different ways you can come. Like this week I've come from my clitoris, from vaginal penetration, and from well, okay, I just said that. Okay, and from anal.
Yeah, I did. I for penetrative, not so much. Like, yeah.
It doesn't happen that often that I'm able to like not be touching my clitoris and come from.
Oh no, I need to always
vaginal.
do that. Like that's the.
But yeah,
all the things.
Yeah.
It's just there is a set of rules.
There's a set of rules, yeah. But I have I sometimes can. It's not as often, but I can come from vaginal stimulation with no me touching my clitoris.
That's nice.
Yeah, but like learning that, like I'm 36, like I'm only now at the point where I feel really confident to be able to have sex and pretty much always get pleasure unless I have bad chemistry with someone. But yeah, like it takes a long time to understand and learn all of this stuff, definitely. And there's so little. Yeah,
for me it was a lot about shame, I think, and like not voicing that in a way that could be voiced and should be. So yeah, I think it's. I'm not blaming my exes at that time. I don't think they knew much more. To be honest, like the first one was much older, but I think he had just fetish on virgins. I was like, I don't know, 11th virgin. I don't know. He was sacrificing or something. I don't know.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You were the 11th virgin that he.
Yeah. So
oh
I think he had some complex and wanted. That's the only dick you know.
Wow.
Anyway, it was very funny, like because the whole thing, and he had a diabetes, and so sex would always be a marathon, you know, like in the middle you need like Coca-Cola, or like you make a break, he needs a Snickers, and like
because of his blood sugar level.
Yeah, it goes down. So like we want to have sex, we start making out, okay, let's test, and then if it's like between 7 and 8, I know a lot about diabetes, like I could be a nurse at this point. It was the whole thing, and I was like at that point from 16 to 18, like it was insane, like That's
crazy. And then So, okay. And so with your girlfriends or friends, you didn't talk about, I suppose I didn't really talk about masturbation with my friends.
No, not really. I mean, I heard about. No, I mean, they did. I guess I don't think we were speaking so much and about it.
Yeah.
Or I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel comfortable, and we can speak about it. But if I'm not gonna do it, still, what to speak about?
On it, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, even nowadays I'm very old fashioned. Like I don't do like vibrator or like so I'm just doing like with my hands. That's why I never do nails.
Yeah, I feel you.
Some days ago, I the last time I did it, I lost a nail. I was like, shit, like I need to check it. Like if it's I lost the fucking nail. I was like,
Oh my God.
just,
I don't understand how women wear the long nails. I don't get that.
I really don't know because I don't know actually what kind of, because there are different type of vaginas. Like,
Yes.
you know, the tucked in, the kebab ones, and like, and it's like you can, it's really a lot of going on there, and like if it's not moist enough, it's with the finger, and you have a nail, you cut yourself. Like I don't get it. Like,
Yeah, I don't understand women with long nails. It's like, don't you like to touch yourself? I don't get it. I don't get it. But what was I going to say? My first, like, I'm also, in terms of like communication, I've started getting better at sex. Like, I have a lot of sex. I've had a lot of sexual partners, but like, it's taken me, and I'm pretty assertive in life, and I don't have shame. Really, I haven't been, shame hasn't been put on me. But it's like the number of years it's taken me to get comfortable to actually be like, no, let's do this instead, or like, oh, actually, can you, or like even like, and I'm still not particularly articulate, but
because for
enough.
me it takes out the joy. Like if I need to voice I know it's wrong, but like if I need to say everything what I like, it's gonna be easier for the guy, but it's gonna take the joy out of me. Of the whole thing. If I need to like
direct it.
I needs to be like a dance. It needs to have the chemistry that's like already having that.
I agree.
And I know it can happen, and when it happens, it's like you can't stop fucking thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then immediately I become somehow flexible. I'm very busy. I have no time for it. And soon as I find a good dick, steady dick, I'm like, what are you doing after? I'm flexible.
Oh yeah,
I hate
have
myself
all the time in the world for someone.
Yes, I hate myself in this period, and it's like because I can rearrange my whole world.
Oh, totally.
Whole world to do that, and like I can even listen. Not like I would. It's insane, and sometimes I go out of my body listening the like speech of this guy, which is insanely like on border stupid. I don't care, but I know it's a good like dance in the bed, and I'm like, do I need to listen to this? And then I literally said like, I'm actually just mining every minute just so we can go and have, like, I don't give a shit about what we're speaking about. Like it's sometimes, and I had like very bad like consequences of this kind of sexual encounters. So I'm trying to withdraw from this, but like I know it can happen very good like physical connection and like knowing like how to be treated, like what you can be asked or not, but it's so when I need to say it, I'm like, oh, is it worth it? Like
yeah. I don't want to have to direct the sex. And if and I don't want it to be difficult. I want to be able to do just the smallest little like hints, and then that make it, and then it just to be working as well. Like it should just be able to work relatively easily. Okay, cool. Let's. Do you have anything you wanted to talk about or any question? And I'll just have a think if I want to ask any question to finish.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like like the sex. It's a topic without end anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, you are now, like, as I said earlier, you're dick glowing, like, and it's, I understand that, like, I have a bit of dick glow on myself as well, but the dick, it's not in the country, so it's
technically my dick's not in the country right now either.
Yeah, but it's gonna come back, yeah. Well, I don't know if mine is gonna come back anyway, and that's the good dance, but doesn't matter, like, it's but at least happened at least sometimes, and so I understand that, and I envy you.
Like I'm seeing this person, and it's developed into something, and we've both kind of articulated that we're each other's priority, but we're not using any labels. It's very like, we're not using the term primary partner or anything like that. We're not closed, but we're open, but we're not actively seeking other people.
But you can do open.
Yeah. And I actually
I
kind of
can't.
agree with, like, the thing is though with him, so I haven't felt so strongly about someone, and I'm really needing to process my feelings quite a bit, because there's a big part of me that's like, that it's for the first time kind of struggling a little bit with it not having a label and it not being closed. Now, scientifically, ethically, I really agree with non-monogamy when it's communicated well.
Yeah,
But
me too. But
yeah,
like I know that doesn't work for me, and I have this idea what I would like. It's not like having idea. Yeah, I would like to have a child or like a partner or something I can rely on. And but anyway, I think I respect everyone who is like can communicate. Being in open relationship, it's fine. It's like ethical. But I know myself, and I know I can't, and I cannot be. I really, yeah, no. I think I have too much shit to work on to be in this kind of relationship. But actually, it would be then more about like bubbling up stuff that I would need to work on. But yeah, I don't.
like
I can't. Like, I need a commitment. I need to have a reliable thing. I'm
I
not
think
a jealous
yeah.
type, but I would be jealous.
I think you can have a commitment, you can have a reliable thing that's non-monogamous, but it's all about the form that you take, like that you make it,
No,
and
I
like
mean,
what
man, like,
the
I don't know. I would just be like, I would just be thinking his dick entering another's vagina. I would not be able to process this in
Okay,
my
so I've
head.
been in quite a few open relationships, and like that's like for me, I can
It's like,
handle
not
the
tonight home. Like,
I
I
can,
can't
I
do
can
that.
handle that, because it's also like, well, I want you to be able to be with whoever gives you joy. We respectfully like organize how we spend our time together. It's respectful, like respecting each other's time. You can be with someone else, I can be with other people. But like the issue that that often comes in is just making sure it feels balanced. So, and the thing is, you can't always have it at the same, like you might be seeing lots of other people at one time and the other person not. And so then it feels unbalanced, but then your people might go away, and then other people are
Yeah, that's the
around.
thing.
And
I
so
cannot get it. Like,
that can be hard.
if I cannot do like one night stands. Doesn't work for me. And if I would be with you a couple of times, I would get attached. I don't know what
It depends on the
connection.
person, though.
Like for me,
But like
then I don't enjoy. If I don't want to see you again, like I had one night stand. I had like week of this fine thing, and then I just
But what
but
about friendships that you fuck that you don't want a relationship
like
from?
people to be like on stand, like activate.
Well, people who maybe have like like a primary romantic relationship, but that you have a good friendship with, and that you can fuck. And it's
I've
like,
been there. I've been
yeah,
there. I've been there, and it was kind of okay, but it was never something I would be like so excited to can't wait to be in bed with you. You know.
yeah. I much prefer just being with someone that I'm in love with, for sure. But I don't know. I'm figuring it out.
This
But
is
like,
really if I'm desperate and I'm like, okay, let's. I have an itch that needs to be scratched, but still I would do it better with my fingers. So I don't. I
no.
really want someone who just desire me. And
But I
that's
think
it.
the reality is though that we're humans, and so we do get excited by other people, and
Yeah,
we're
of course. After I
interested.
think after some years,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm at this point. That was since I moved to Berlin. Like this 1.5 year was the longest I had. Like when I was in Boston, I was like 5 years and 4 years. I think there's no other like if you found someone, you just grab on it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
And then here was this 1.5 year, and I don't know. And it was still very good, like sexual tension and all this. So I don't know if I would be with someone 5 years, 10 years, and you still care about this person, and maybe I would change my mind and open. But like at this mindset, as I said, it would be very hard to me, like from beginning, to keep it open. Like it's already quite open for first couple of months because if you
Yeah.
don't put a label, it's kind of up for grabs. Anything,
Yeah.
but already if I feel I like being with you, spending time with you, we have like dinner, breakfast, whatever, and like have good talks. I have no time to meet other people because
Yeah.
I have other shit to do.
I kind of agree
and I
with
just
that.
like I also traffic that would go through vagina. It just does like physically doesn't work for me, like or health wise. It's just like I would get
Condoms,
too
condoms.
paranoid.
You get too paranoid.
Yeah, I get paranoid. I don't get periods, and it's just like too much for me.
Yeah, and then too many people. I feel like we should have another episode because I think there's more to talk about, and also your whole like 20s and stuff, and also in Berlin. But we've got to wrap up because we've got the show here.
Okay.
But it has been super lovely. Where can people find you?
You can find me on my Instagram, panic_Mila. You can follow there like my shows and exhibitions, and I have my website. You can check my art. I'm doing pretty well, so.
Fantastic.
So you can do it. You can
check out
me.
Mila Panic. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
you. Let's do some sets.
Absolutely. That's been Adults Only Comedy Berlin. Thank you so much and goodbye.